Hi everybody, how's it going? This is Babylon 5. This is A Call to Arms, and this is the fourth movie I'm watching for this. Last time out, we watched A River of Souls, which was interesting because I immediately thought of Soul Hunters on the Minbari, and I was a little bit like, why have we never seen these Soul Hunters again? Like the Techno-mages. Just one of those kind of species characters that appeared and then was never to be seen again, and it was shrouded in mysticism. And that was what I think was fun about it. But at the same time, like, you always have that like, oh, what if they came back? That might be really cool. So to see them come back was interesting. We met this archaeologist who at first I thought was going to be part of Interplanetary Expedition, but they weren't. And it was Ian McShane, and he'd discovered this whisper gallery, and there was this one big soul hunter orb that was huge compared to all the others in the gallery, and he took it because it started talking to him, and to see how it slowly affected him was really interesting. And we learned that the soul hunters had made an error, and they thought that they were saving the souls of a dying race, but that wasn't the case. These people were basically like, it was like an ascension really, and they were just becoming like energy, a bit kind of like how we saw with, like, I guess the Shadows, the Vorlons, Lorien. You know, we saw that part of Long Night of Londo Malari where John was a ball, and then we saw it at the end of Deconstruction, just these balls of light like going into encounter suits and things. So it was quite cool to know that that was like a thing that was going on. But the Soul Hunters had made an error, and these people wanted revenge because, you know, like they were basically imprisoned in this whisper gallery. So it was really cool to see that. Probably in the rankings, it's probably the third out of the three I've watched. Probably my third. I'd put it third. Like, it's probably like in the beginning, then third space, and then that one. So I'm interested to see what this one's going to be about, because this one I know I have to watch before I start watching Crusade. So I'm assuming it's just like a segue into it. So let's go.
Meanwhile, on Earth and Minbar, preparations continue for next month's celebration marking the 5th anniversary of the Interstellar Alliance. ISA President John Sheridan has delivered on his promise to maintain peace among all its member worlds.
I love how it's interactive.
Although ISA speculations on his absence range from the flu to a goodwill mission to Narn. In other news, ground was broken today in Earth Dome for a monument dedicated to the many who died in the recent telepath crisis, including...
Oh shit, who are these?
Galen, the Circle requires your presence.
I'm busy.
The Circle?
They know of your activities. You will come to them, or they will come to you.
And to whom am I supposed to explain my behavior this time?
To everyone involved.
Is this a prison?
Everyone.
Yes.
Message for President Sheridan on Stellarcom. It's Delenn.
You can take it in the conference room, Mr. President.
Message received. Ready to display.
Okay, let me see it.
Oh shit. What the hell? It's like when Bester did it to Michael.
Mr. President, you okay?
Oh shit.
You were in here almost half an hour.
Oh, no, I just got here.
Shit.
The message was scrambled to gibberish. Must have hit some kind of interference.
You were
Oh my
looking at
God.
gibberish for 20 minutes.
Someone just pretended that was
Well,
Delenn.
if you want to do that, you ought to swing by my place sometime. I'll show you some 20th century television.
Weapons violation. Weapons violation.
Ma'am? Ma'am?
I don't know why the way Zach says that. Oh, it just makes me laugh.
I guess you didn't read the postings outside.
No
Babylon
weapons?
5 has a strict weapons policy. Now either you give me whatever you're carrying, or I'll have to ask you to leave the station.
Do you know what that reminds me of? Who you ever in Fastcap when Erin had just like weapons everywhere and she started pulling them all out?
Where did the lost people go?
Who?
The forgotten, the cast-offs, the neglected.
Down
The
below?
lost people.
Down below. Brown scepter.
This is a dream.
No, not a dream.
Oh.
A nightmare. And if sometimes dreams come true,
Sort of nightmares.
then what of our nightmares? My name is Galen. I called to you earlier. The message from Delenn. That was me. I apologize for the deception. The killers have returned to check on their handiwork.
That sounded like a scream.
We should go.
That sounded like a scream.
Remember what you have seen.
Who brought you into the Thieves Guild, taught you our ways? Mafik of Trapani 7.
And how long have you been a thief?
Long enough to be good at what I do.
What are you doing here?
She's looking for someone. A target.
I don't know.
My guess is you're techno-mages. You use technology to simulate the effect of magic.
What is happening?
I met one of your kind before.
Yeah!
We came to this place during the Shadow War to prevent our secrets from falling into the wrong hands. Do you recognize this place?
Zahadum.
Ugh.
The homeworld of the Shadows before they left for the Rim.
They left, but their allies remain.
Yes, the Drac.
Some of them you know as the Drac. We knew that sooner or later, those who had once served other masters would choose to become masters themselves.
Usually happens.
Lately, we've heard rumors.
Centauri?
Stories from other races who've encountered the Drac.
Oh no!
We think they are preparing to move.
You want to tell me why we're heading to B5 in such a rush?
No. Not yet, because I'm not even sure I believe it myself. See what you can find out about a planet named Daltron 7.
Never heard of it.
Me either.
Our last instructions from Earthdome ordered us to Vega Colony for a routine security patrol. Now we've changed course for Babylon 5 without notifying HQ.
Oh.
Phil, you worry too much. Now go on with your status checks.
You know shit's about to go down when Tony Todd turns up though. You know it's not good.
Captain, I need you to do me a favor. I want you to run these pictures and see if any of these people are on the station. Now, the likenesses may not be exact, but they should be close enough for the computer to do
Zach will recognise the lady.
Are you sure they're here?
No.
Oh.
She's making a run for it. Let's go.
Dude!
What? Hey, whoa. Hey, we just want to talk. Get her!
Where's she from? I've never seen an alien like that before.
Xander Prime. I thought that was a dead world.
Xander Prime was wiped out during the Shadow War.
One thing, Mr. President. There are 3 of us in destroying. Where's the other one?
Yeah.
Drazi? I don't know. That worries me.
Is the White Star still berthed outside?
Affirmative.
That's a relief.
No, wait.
He didn't leave on it, did he?
Departures during the night?
Just one. The Earth Force destroyer Charon.
Listen, I want you to get me an outside frequency. I want to get on the line ASAP with Samuel Drake.
Set course for...
Unless you act, Earth may suffer the fate of Daltron 7.
Set course for Daltron 7.
I found the beacon!
Oh.
And something else. Is this
Oh.
the Drowsy we're supposed to meet up with?
Well, it's hard to be sure, but yes, it looks like him.
I wasn't in the Shadow Wars. You were. So I didn't see these death clouds. But are you sure this is caused by a shadow planet killer?
I'm positive.
Well, we have a serious problem then, Mr. President. Because if what I'm reading is correct, this just happened over a week ago.
I'm about 3 hours ahead of a Drac assault fleet headed right for Earth.
Give them notice.
Captain,
Tell them they're coming.
They got a shadow planet killer with him.
Well, perhaps if you were to stop off here on your way, we could discuss this a little and...
Damn it, Captain, I know how this sounds, but it's true. I've contacted Delenn, and she's calling in as many Alliance ships as she can get on this kind of short notice.
Because she
That's not
believes
enough.
him.
We need a full-scale mobilization back home.
Earth isn't going to scramble every ship they've got just because I tell them to.
Well, then you'll have to be a little more persuasive. We were approached by 4 Drac ships, trying to make contact. Suddenly they just attacked. They knew who we were. They recognized our ships.
No, that's not possible. Nobody's seen the design before. They couldn't have known.
That's my point. They attacked just after receiving an extremely powerful transmission.
Yes.
This transmission, when did it come in?
About 1600 hours EST.
That's about the same time that... I think we found the leak, Mr. President. I will have to call you back.
Michael!
There's a colony, 1 jump from here.
Shit.
You're gonna drop me off.
Why'd you do it, Drake?
The Drac made me a better offer.
You don't care what happens to Earth as a result.
Does he have a keeper?
Why should I? They never cared about what happened to me. I say let them burn.
There.
A
We
weakness?
went right through, the others were stopped. That tells us there's a superstructure of some kind inside. Now, if it's solid, we can hit it. We can hit the right point, we can destroy it.
Like a Death Star.
When the time comes to choose your target, be sure to pick the right one.
Oh.
Because you will only get 1 shot.
This looks like a joint between parts of the device, same as 1,000 others, right? There's nothing special about it. Why is it surrounded by short-range weapons? If it's just one more joint in the mechanism, there'd be no reason for the extra weapons.
Unless it's more than it appears.
Yes.
All weapons prepare to fire as soon as we're within range.
Which target?
The little one.
Hers.
Main target missed by 0.6 degrees.
Looks like you won't get your chance to shoot either of us.
Shit. What do we do?
Landing speed.
Oh,
Aye, sir.
no.
Sir, the victory, she's breaking away.
Anders.
That was his part. Ah.
Sir, look.
What the hell? Shit.
What is it? What happened?
We failed.
It's a biogenetic plague.
Oh!
Earth has been completely quarantined. No one's allowed in or out.
And at the end of 5 years?
Every man, woman, and child of Earth will be dead.
Holy
We'll
shit.
turn the Excalibur into a traveling research vessel, manned by the best crew we can find. The Rangers will search every corner of space, looking for clues to a cure.
Yeah.
Then the Excalibur and her crew will go in to follow it up. What we do over the next 5 years, here, at home, and across the darkness between the stars, will determine whether an entire world will live or die.
Oh.
It's a fight we can't afford to lose. And we won't. We won't.
This was nothing like what I expected it to be. I loved that we got Michael. It was nice to see Lockley involved again. Only got a little bit of Zach, but I didn't mind because I do love Zach. But it was so nice just to have John back after the last episode, obviously, with him dying. So to have John back was lovely, actually. And to see that this was like the 5th anniversary of the Alliance, I think. So he was off to do this check on this new ship that was being built, this Excalibur, which mixed together Volon, Minbari, and Earth technology. And it was really cool to see that, you know, they then started playing around with things because I love the White Stars. So to know that, you know, like they're now throwing other technology in was really cool. But then for John to get told that there's a message for Delenn from Delenn, goes to the little comms room, and it's like one of those messages Michael got when he was under the influence of Bester, like the control type messages that we've seen mainly through season 2. And I was like, oh no, what is happening here? Like, what's been done to him? To see him have this dream, and there was these people in this dream, and I'd said before River of Souls, and I think even maybe after and at the start of this, how cool would it be like to have the Soul Hunters back and then the Soul Hunters came back. And then I've been talking about Techno-mages. So to see Techno-mages turn up in this, I was like, no way. And I love that the fact that they referenced back to when they left because they knew what was coming with the Shadow War. So they went before they could be found by the shadows, basically. And at first my brain was like, no, that was, I'm sure that was Jeff. I'm sure that was Jeff. And then I was like, no, it wasn't, because it reminded me of Londo planting the bug. So I was just like, yeah, that was John. John was on the station. He did meet that Techno-mage. So it was really cool that these guys came back and sought out 4 people to help in what was happening. One was a Drazi that had sadly died on a dead planet. One was this lady who was also from a dead planet. One was an Earth Alliance officer, which was Tony Todd. And then there was John. And they all had to go to certain locations. This was so different, but I actually really enjoyed it. The music was like freaking me out a lot through it because it's so different from the other scores that we've had. But I don't know, there was just something quite quirky about this that I actually quite liked. I loved the lady who was in the Guild of Thieves. She was brilliant. I really liked her. And then to know that the Techno-mages were like, the Drac are coming, basically. And I'm sure when Delenn was doing her monologue at the end of, I think it's Rising Star, where she was like, this happened and that happened. There was a telepath war. There was the Drac war. I was like, oh no, we've actually got to see some of it. This is amazing, or at least the start of it, I guess. To know that they'd kept some of the technology that the Shadows had and maybe even helped create the planet killers was really cool to learn. At one point, I genuinely thought that John was going to find out that in this, that the Drac were responsible for like Londo's behaviour because of the Keeper, and that they were on Centauri Prime. And I thought that was going to get brought into it, but that wasn't touched upon. But it was really interesting to know that, you know, they had one of these planet killers hidden after the Shadows had gone, and they were basically like planning and getting together their forces, because all of those ships were insane. Like where that Drazi had said, oh, I followed them to this one place, but there were so many I had to leave. And then when we got there, we were like, holy shit, there are a lot of ships here. When John was in his first initial dream and I heard the screams, I was like, don't you dare somehow tell me that somehow, somewhere, there was some shadows that never left. That's what I originally thought this was kind of going to be. And I was like, oh, no. If they come back, bloody hell. But then, like, to know that all John had to say to Delenn was, this thing's happening, I'm going to need some help, Earth's in danger. She just sent an entire bloody, like, fleet of battle cruisers there. Whereas Michael and Lockley were a bit like, there's something not quite right with him. Like, he's not fully John. Like, he's having these weird dreams. He thinks he's seeing Earth outside when it's meant to be an asteroid. And they just were quite dismissive of his concerns, which I thought was strange, because after everything that, you know, they'd been through, I was like, you would trust him. And then there's Delenn just like, yeah, battle cruisers, boom, straight there. And I was just like, brilliant. Really loved that the Russian lady who we met when we went to Earth after the end of the Civil War was still in charge. That was really cool. Missed the normal ISN lady though. Like, where's she at? Like, to see this was really interesting, especially the part at the end where obviously it looked like we'd won. We'd destroyed the planet killer. The Drac ships were like buggering off, for then like this black cloud to disperse down onto Earth. For John then to say it's a plague and they've got 5 years to find a cure before people on Earth die. And I was like, holy shit, where's Stephen? Stephen better not have been on Earth. He better be safe. Hopefully we're still on Earth Dome. It's going to be up to Stephen to find a cure. But that's what's brilliant, because it made me just think of, you know, when Delenn and Jakar asked him to set up that, like, system, that information of all people's, like, blood works. And I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. That just, like, that's what he'll be able to use to help save everybody. So I really liked that. But then I was thinking, when John said it was like a plague, I was like, hold up, we've seen a plague before, when the Markhabs died. So were they the first ones to be hit with this? Because John said it wasn't built for humans. I was like, shit, is that what killed the Markhabs? Is that what got them? Because that guy was saying, oh, this happened once before and we ran away and we didn't think anything of it and now it's back. And I was like, oh my God, I think that's what it was. And the Drac just never had, as John said, the capabilities to refine it to humans. So the fact that Stephen's probably now having to like do this is insane. Oh, I actually really enjoyed this. It really took me by surprise, actually. The way it ended, I'm actually quite looking forward to seeing what Crusade's got in store, because if Crusade is like a direct follow-on from this, then I'm assuming Crusade is just trying to figure out how to save everybody on Earth, right? So I might just go watch the first episode and I will see you guys later. So thank you.